Hello and welcome to With Wonderland. I am Reika and this is my channel where I talk about all my crafty projects. I brought you knitting, crochet and cross stitch today. But before we jump in and check out all the projects I was working on in September, please make sure that you follow the channel, and you can also follow me on Ravelry or on Instagram where I'm most active. So on Instagram I'm basically up daily and I am posting pictures on my stories all the time. So if you want to follow along with my projects there, that's the place to connect, to talk to me, to see what I'm up to. But let's jump into today's projects. I am recording this episode on October 1st and I will talk about all the stuff which I worked on in September. As the channel name indicates, I have a lot of WIPs, work in progress, but I also brought some finishes today and I even have a frog project. Let's start with finishes. I have my handy notebook because there were just too many things I cannot remember. And the first project I want to talk to you about is my doctor shawl. Well, I call it the doctor shawl. It's the Choppy Waves pattern from Stephen West Knits. And I finished it in September finally. I don't know how much the colors show. Sorry about my voice. I was sick for like 2 weeks, but now I'm feeling better. So yes, so this is the Doctor Shawl, and I call it the Doctor Shawl because it's using the Doctor Who Advent from 2024 from Folk Yarn Studio. So the contrast colors, these three are from the Advent. The fourth color did not match this aesthetic, so I am using it in another project. And this pink is Filcolana Arvetta. For all the projects, all the details are always on my Ravelry project pages, which I am linking down in the description below. And if I'm mentioning other channels or shops, I'm always also linking them down below. So just check it out if you want to know the all the details. So this was my first ever West Knits Stephen West pattern, which I knitted, and I absolutely loved it. Now I understand why everyone loves it. It was such a flow to knit. The repetitions were easy enough to like memorize a little bit or half memorize, and I just needed to check the pattern a few times, but I could go on without always staring at it. So it became very comfortable to work on, and I like that it combines multiple colors, so I was never bored with what's going on. It's not blocked yet, and as you can see, I still have some ends to weave in. Most of them are woven in, I just didn't snip it yet because I want to block it first before I do that, in case it grows and I need to have more yarn in certain spaces. So for example, at the edge I did not weave in the ends because I want to block it first and let it grow, because I know it will grow. The Arvetta grows quite a bit on Filcolana Arvetta, and I don't know how the hand-dyed yarn will behave, so that's why the ends are not done. But the knitting is done and I'm very happy with it, and I was already having it around my shoulders when I was sitting at the computer because it was just beside my desk waiting for me to finish completely. And it's very warm and it's very, very nice. I started this project in April 4th this year, and I used 3.5mm needles instead of the recommended 3.75 because I don't have those, and it's a shawl, who cares. And I finished it September 8th, and I used Filcolana Arvetta for the main color, 2 balls of that, 2 and a little bit, and the Folk Yarn Advent from last year. And I chose to do the shorter border. So there are 2 options. You can do longer border or shorter border, and you can also customize it. I chose to do the shorter one because I want to use the leftover yarn from this project in another project. I want to make the heirloom quilt cardigan but I will not do it DK weight. I will modify it and I will do it fingering weight so I can hold the yarn single. So I either will make smaller squares and adjust the sizing, or I will adjust the needle size. I don't know how I will do it. I still need to figure it out. But I started to collect yarn which I want to use in that colorful project, and the leftovers from these, there's quite a lot of leftover from these bows, will go into that. So that's my first finished object, and I just realized I did not tell you what I'm wearing. And this is quite a special piece, because this little vest was made by my mom, and it's special because it was made when I was like 5 or 6. Obviously it was not fitting like this back then. It was like a proper vest to wear my back. Now it's like a cropped length, and it does not close, but I think it's quite flattering, and I really like to wear it with long sleeves. It has this very cute flowery pattern, and it's quilted. It doesn't show, but it's quilted, so there are the quilted lines. And yeah, I still have it, I still wear it, just it fits a little different. But I always get complimented where I wear it, so I love it. So it's made by my mom, not by me, but it's a special heirloom, family heirloom kind of thing. And I hope when I have kids, my kids will be able to wear it. We will see. Maybe I will just keep it for myself forever. Okay, moving on. I have a bunch of socks finished, 3 of them. 2 of them are standard vanilla socks. I always use the vanilla socks by the Crazy Sock Lady pattern. I learned how to knit socks from her videos, and then later I bought the bundle with the vanilla socks patterns. She has like a bundle where all 3 of them are together, so the pattern written for DPNs, short circulars, and magic loop. I don't knit socks on DPNs, I go crazy from it. I prefer the short circulars, the 9-inch circulars, and that's what I do always. All my socks are like that. I switch to magic loop for the toe and for the heel. So that's the method I use. I don't know what I did, but one of my shorties looks bigger than the other. And I am sure that I needed the same amount of rows. Okay, this might need to be revised. Look at the difference. What the heck happened? Anyway, so I need three pairs of socks. One shorty. This was the first time knitting shorty socks. I use 2.5 millimeter needles, 9-inch circulars, and 2.5 millimeters for magic loop as well. And for the shorties, I did 5 rounds of knit to purl to, and then 5 rounds of plain stockinette, and then I moved on to the heel and heel flap and gusset. The gusset I make 1 row longer, like I pick up 1 extra stitch. No, I do the heel flap 1 row taller, like 1 repetition taller, so I can pick up an extra stitch and I have a bigger gusset, because the top of my foot is quite high. I don't know how to explain that, so I need a bigger gusset, but I got used to it and it's going fine. I really don't know what happened here. Okay, I need to revise these shorty socks. So let me tell you the materials, and then I have a few more things to talk about regarding this sock. So this sock was the first one I finished. I started it August 11, and you saw it in the last episode, and finished it in September 12, so basically a month. And it's made with Lana Grossa Mylan White sock yarn. Very good. I really like these rustic sock yarns with a little bit of nylon, but basically virgin wool. It's rustic, but it lasts very, very long. I finally managed to figure out my size, so I'm knitting a size S with the extra gusset stitches. So this was the first. Then were the shorties. So this yarn is also Lana Grossa Mylan White. Yes, and this was a leftover, so it was like less than half a skein, less than 50 grams. And I combined it with some other leftovers, which are like from Aldi or Lidl, don't remember, for the toe, because I literally used up all the yarn from this Lana Grossa. And I started these September 12th, so I finished the orange, I started these immediately, and I finished it September 24th. So it was a much faster knit, of course, because of the shorties, but it just goes very, very smooth when I'm in the rhythm of sock knitting. I have like these phases when I get into sock knitting, and then I'm knitting, and then there are months for like nothing, no sock. But we're starting Socktober, so it's not gonna be the month where I have no socks. And this was the third one, and I finished it yesterday actually. Self-striping yarn. This is from Lemmy Yarns New Running, and I started it September 26th and finished it September 30th, so yesterday. And the thing about this is, so I started it on 26th, which was last Saturday. Yes, Saturday? No, day before that, Friday. Kind of like that, I don't know. So I started it, but I only did the ribbing and like 2 rounds of the first sock, because I wanted to prep it for the trip we had on Sunday. My fiance was running a marathon, and we got up like 3 a.m. and went to a seaside city, Newport in Belgium, and he was running a marathon. So I knew I wanted a portable project. Socks are very good for travel projects. So I just wanted to get it prepped so I can work on it all day. And basically from here until finish, I did it in 1 day. So the like 2.5 hours of train ride there and back, plus like 4 hours of him running. And I did not work on it the whole time. So basically it took me 8 hours to knit the sock, because on the way back, since I finished this while I was waiting for him to finish running, I needed to cast on the second one, so I cast it on a train back, and I got like around the same space where I was with the first sock when we left for the trip. So now I know that I can knit 1 sock in like 8 hours. And it was a good project, it was good for the travel, and the size turned out great, and I didn't have a needle with me to Kitchener the toe, so I did it at home. But I don't know, I don't really, this was the first time I was knitting with this yarn for sock, and it's a sock yarn, but it was so wibbly wobbly, and the stitches are very uneven, and it got like split all the time. It was very hard to work with. I don't know, it was like, it wasn't a struggle, but I would not buy it again for socks. I prefer like Lana Grossa or Regia or Mondim. Oh my god, I love Mondim, but I have not used it for socks yet. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, I'm not gonna buy the same thing for socks again. It's very nice colors, and I think I have 1 more skein of this sock yarn to knit up, so I think I will just get over it very, very soon and then forget about it. So yes, so I made socks, and I wanted to finish this one before October starts, so I can start October with a new sock cast on, which will be also from stash yarn, some leftover random skein, which I will use for socks. I really want to make more socks for myself, because my feet are always cold from like autumn till spring. And now I bought myself a new pair of boots, like not for snow, but like these autumn, early winter, spring season. And I bought one size bigger to make sure that I can wear my hand knit socks in it. So yeah, that's the level. Yeah, I am in a sock knitting mood, and I have like 3 more skeins prepped for socks, and then after it I think I'm out of sock yarn, so I will need to buy something. but our local yarn shop is getting rid of some of their stock because they are like getting new brands and stuff, so they put a lot of sock yarn on sale. So I will just go and have a look and grab a few skeins to knit more socks. Those are my finished objects. There is one which is like almost finished. I will talk about it soon, but there was one project which I actually ended up frogging. So if you've been here before, you know that we're trying to get married. Trying to, because the paperwork is kicking our butt. But I really wanted to have something handmade in my bridal outfit, and I started to knit myself a cardigan. It's, I always forget the name. I think it's the Caspar or the George, one of the cardigans from Colibri by Johanna. And I started it and I showed it to you the last time. I swatched, so that was okay. But then I bought some sparkly yarn from Kremke Soul Wool to add some sparkle to it, because my yarn is a vintage white yarn from Hungary, from my grandma actually. And it was so white, I was afraid it will wash me out. And I wanted something sparkly. And so I bought this thin silver sparkly thread to hold together. So it did not change the gauge, but it ended up being so gray that it looked not bridal at all anymore. So there was no white left, it was just gray. And I showed it to you last time and I asked you what you think, and someone said just knit more because it could be good. And I knitted more and I really didn't like it, so I just frogged the whole thing and I put it like aside. We still don't have a date, so I'm not that stressed about it, and I have other priorities to work on right now. So when I will talk about my projects in a moment, and I will tell you what is my priority right now. After I finish those priorities, I will get back and restart the bridal cardigan. But for now, I needed to let it go because it was giving me like stress and like bad feelings. I don't want to have it connected to anything regarding the wedding. They don't need more stress about it than I already have. That's the dog, sorry. Yeah, we are still waiting for some paperwork to clear. We have some appointments to deal with, and then hopefully it can still happen this year. Please think of us and send us some good vibes, because we just want to get married. Okay, so that was frogged, and I will restart it at one point, but I did not want just to keep it as an open project, because I'm basically not doing anything about it. Okay, let's move on to whips, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump here, and I will start with cross stitch because I only have one cross stitch project, and it's the gift from my grandma for her 90th birthday. It's in this lovely project bag, like autumn themed project bag. I love mushrooms and autumn forest. So it lives in this. It's quite big. Let me clear the thread, so I have some dangly threads here. Okay, how do I show it to you? Maybe like this. Maybe put it over this. That's how floss tubers do it. I think so. Okay, so that's where we are. This will be, I will put up a picture here. This will be a deer in the forest, and it's from the World of Cross Stitching magazine, and this is the side. These are the front legs of the deer. This is the deer's half of the body, and this is the background. This is a needle minder. And I did quite a lot of progress since I last talked to you, and it's partly because I am super focused on this, and partly because I was in a Harvest Moon hangout, which I wanted to talk about it anyway, so let's just talk about it now. I participated in the Harvest Moon hangout, which is an event by Lindy Stitches, and I was there in their previous event, the Midsummer Stitch, and it's basically an online cross stitch retreat. So we have like talks to attend, like meet and greets with designers, or like floss dryers, fabric dyers. It's like people from the industry. And we also have like stitchy rooms, which are online like meeting platforms. It's kind of like Zoom, but I don't know what they use. And there is also a shop, and there are like there's a freebie. There are exclusive patterns released for this event, and it's around like 15 euros, maybe 16. Sorry for the noise. Renovations. So it's all online, and that's why I could attend, because I am not able to travel somewhere to participate in like a full long weekend stitching event. But this way I could join in from my own home, and it was actually even better than the last time, because I got sick and so I barely had a voice, and I was able to just like watch or listen and not necessarily talk, but still be part of this. If I would need to travel somewhere, I would have needed to skip and let it go, because I was not able to go anywhere, like physically. Anyway, the people were very lovely again, and I got to know more people, more designers as well, more floss tubers. It was very nice to build some connections, and also like see some people who I met before in a midsummer stitch and greet each other like old friends, and catch up a little bit in the whip speed dating. So yeah, there were exclusive patterns, and I got one of them, the Pumpkin Party by Lola Crow Designs. I think the designer's name is Amy. There was a talk with her which I really enjoyed, but I want to rewatch. And I really like her patterns, and it was lovely to learn more about her designing process and her patterns and the story behind them. So that's the only one I got from the exclusives, but all of them were very cute. It was very hard to hold myself back. So yeah, so obviously I needed something to stitch on the event, and I am focusing on this one because it's a gift. It's a gift for my granny, who is turning 90 now in October. So I'm traveling there for the birthday party, and this will be the gift framed. So I was done with like this part, and all this part was done during the event, and then this part and this part I did since then. This is my focus project basically. It's very hard. It's much higher level than I am in cross stitch, so I overshoot a little bit, but I'm very motivated. Also very stressed right now because there is like 17 days left to finish it if I really want to frame it and steam it before. I don't think I will wash it, I will just steam it. Yeah, it's stressful, but I think I can still do it. There are some mistakes which I'm not forgiving. I'm fudging them as much as I can. I also realized that half of the background I should have stitched in like one strand of thread and not two, and I stitched everything in 2 strands, and I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna take it out. It's not a huge difference. It was basically, as I'm realizing, it was basically to make it look like it's further away in the background. It will not be. I think I told you the story about why I'm stitching a deer. So there was this children's story which my granny used to read us when we were kids, about an old lady who lived near the forest and found a deer and basically brought the deer up, and then the deer went away, went back to the forest, and then one day visited the old lady again. It's a lovely story, a little bit sad, but we really liked it when we were kids. So that's the idea behind the deer. I started this on August 23rd. Wow, August 23rd. What was I thinking? And it's from the World of Cross Stitching magazine. I'm stitching it on 14 count Aida, which is from my stash, and I'm using all the code for DMCs, which I ordered from Robbie Me Art from Etsy. I'm trying to film in snippets because the renovation is getting very loud and they are doing it non-stop. I really hope you don't hear it a lot. It's hard. Okay, let's move on to crochet and knitting. I told you I have another bridal something, which is crochet. So I wanted to make a little pouch for myself so I can have my papers, my tissues, and my phone with me. It will be a very small ceremony when we get married. It will be just the two of us and two witnesses. Hopefully they can come. I mean, I don't know if they will be able to travel. So yeah, so it will be a small ceremony, so I do not expect to have like any help regarding anything. So I need to think of everything. And I had some yarn, it's with like stellina. Yeah, there is the spark. And I just made up a little pouch and it will have like a drawstring when it's finished. The crochet part is done. I need to do the lining and I need to do the drawstring. I think I will crochet or knit an I-cord for the drawstring, and the lining I need to find suitable fabric for it. And then that's it. Basically the crochet is done, but I did not mark the project done because it's missing the lining. I was using 3mm needle hook, 3mm hook, and a yarn which I have no idea what it is. It's white yarn. It's stellina from someone. I got it, I think, from Granny or someone else, like inherited yarn. So yeah, I started this August 18, and yeah, the crochet was finished in early September, and I was working on it as part of the Chill Sabrina Mal. I think I mentioned it the last time. We are watching the chilling adventures of Sabrina while working on our projects. The Kal or the Mal is running on Instagram. I am behind with the series because it's a bit too scary for me. I do not watch horror, and this is basically horror. So I'm going in very short bursts, but October is a spooky month, so yeah, I should progress more. Talking about spooky month, I have a new start, which is not a start anymore because I'm like in the middle of the project. I am knitting The Ghost Whisperer by Park Williams, Park and Knit. It's very hard to show because it's so fluffy and airy, and the gauge is huge. And I'm using Ficola Natilia, this lovely color. Color 360, I think it's called Hibiscus. I had some left over from a hat project and I bought 2 more balls to be able to do the whole thing. And I asked some of my Instagram friends if anyone wants to knit it with me, and actually more people were interested, so we ended up doing a mini knit along. The Ghost Whisperer mini knit along. You can join us on Instagram, just shoot me a message and I will add you to the chat group. I think there are 5 or 6 of us doing the same pattern. One of us already finished, and I am this far. It's basically mohair on 7mm needles. It's a very loose gauge, which is nice. I want to be done with this by the sort of the end of October, because we have tickets for a dance festival, a local dance festival, and for the workshops I know it will be cold at the start but warm later, so I want to wear it. It's like a cropped design, so I want to wear it over some sleeveless tops so I can just take it off, and like, so I be warm at the start and then I can take it off when I don't need it when I'm warmed up. That's the plan. I started this on September 13 and I'm knitting size medium on 7mm needles. The renovation is killing me. There's renovation under us, there's renovation over us, and there is renovation beside us and in the next building. I'm just overwhelmed with all the noise. So let's move on. Next project. is my ginkgo biloba dress. So this is something I am half making up. So if you have watched my previous episodes, you know that I test knitted for Marie the Greener Makes twice already, and one of my test knits was the ginkgo biloba top, and I loved that pattern so much that I actually knitted it twice, and I want to make two more. And I had the idea, I had a lot of these copper colored knitting for olive in my stash, 6 balls I think, 6 or 7 balls. It was originally bought for another project which I don't no longer want to make, and I was like, why not try to make a dress out of it? So the ginkgo biloba top is like spaghetti strap, we call it spaghetti strap, I don't know, the strapped summer top. It can be cropped, it can be longer, it has built-in waist shaping, and it's just a very nice design. It has some bra coverage and it's not too deep, but you can modify it as well. And I really like that pattern, and I knitted my test version from Pure Silk from Knitting for Olive, and the second version I knitted from Bamboo, which is totally different outcome, and I love both. And so I knew that my gauge would be the same on Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and I knew how much yarn I would need to make this happen. So I know I won't even need all the 6 balls of yarn. So I started to make the top into a dress. So basically the pattern starts with provisional cast on, and you do a folded hem, which will be very lovely at the bottom, and then you just going around in a pattern until you do the waist shaping, and then until you split for the front and the back, and then you do the triangles and then the straps. And so I am around the hip. I don't know if I can show you. So basically I'm somewhere here. Can I show you better? So I think I will do like 2-3 more repetitions of the pattern, and then I will do waist shaping. I was thinking whether or not I need hip shaping, but I decided against it because it doesn't really, like, it doesn't have a very tight fit in the way I'm making it. So I chose a size which is comfortable and not too tight, because I wanted to make sure that it's not hugging me too tightly. And I know that the Pure Silk will bloom with washing. I know it will loosen up even more. I know it will be very nice. So I need the same size as I needed for my tops, and you have some faux seam on the side. I don't know how to show you, yeah. And yeah, I'm just going in around 4 now, and in a few repetitions, maybe 3 or 4, I will start the waist shaping, and then it's just like bust and split here, and then just the tops, 4 of them. I'm very hyped about this. It's going slow because I keep it as a comfort project. It's not a priority. I know I can wear it even in autumn, like with the turtleneck long sleeve under it, a black one, and black tights. I think it would be very nice with a black belt. I will probably need a belt with this all the time, because it's even with the waist shaping, I think it could use some more accessories. Anyway, so I'm knitting this, and I am using my row counter ring. It's from Knit Pro, just to help me focus, because when I'm watching something I don't always focus on this, and I already learned the pattern, already know the pattern repetition. It's very easy to memorize, because basically you only need to memorize this ginkgo leaf pattern thing, which is like an 8-row repetition, and 4 of those rows are the same. So it's technically a 4-row repetition. Anyway, so it's very simple. And so I keep it as a comfort project. I'm not hurrying with it, but I do knit this as part of the autumn dress cowl knit along. It's also on Instagram by Knitfluencer. I will tag her down below. And where's my note? Yes. And I started it in June 28th, but I put it aside for other projects, and then I picked it up recently in August. And I'm using 3mm needles size D, and Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in colorway Copper. Yes, I will link the pattern down below for the top, which I'm modifying to make it as a dress. I absolutely love this pattern. When I finish, I will probably use the same needles and cast on the next top, just, you know, to make it go. I really like this pattern. I generally like Mary's designs. They are very well fitting. The sweater, the Knit Pro repeat sweater, which I also tested it for her, is my best fitting sweater so far, I think. And I am thinking of knitting it without the color work, just as a standard sweater, or with some like other patterns in the front, because the shaping of the sleeves and shoulders are fitting me so well. I didn't have any other sweaters so far which fit me that well. So I really like her designs. Totally recommend. And the patterns are long, but do not be scared, because they are long because they explain things. And she also links like videos to teach you techniques which might be new for you. Yeah. So there is that. I tried it on, it fits perfectly. I'm very happy with this. This is just a cozy love project for me right now. Like, I cannot wait to be done with my focus projects so I can just cozy up with this and not think about anything else. Maybe it sounds silly, but yeah. Okay, after all this positivity, let's talk about something not so positive. So the last time I showed you my beach sweater, which I am knitting for the second time. I started once, frogged, and restarted. And I was telling you how it is way too big. I progressed some with the body. I'm almost done with the body. And I decided that I will finish this, and I will probably gift it to my mom. Many of you told me to pick up the stitches for the neck and it will be fine. There are no neck stitches to pick up. There is nothing left. It's a built-in edging. There is nothing in the pattern. I could add something, but I really don't want to mess with the v-neck, so I probably will not. So yeah, that's that. I am very disappointed in this because I even swatched and it turned out way bigger. I know it won't grow more because it's acrylic, but it turned out way bigger, and it's not the nice oversized, it's the sweater ate me type of oversized. But I came this far, I want to finish it, and I will gift it probably to my mom. It will fit her better. She wears a size bigger than me, or 2 sizes bigger than me, I don't remember. So I will do this the blue stripe, and then I will move on to the sleeves, and then if I have enough yarn left, then I will add one more white stripe. If not, then it will be just cropped. But I am working with like a label-less yarn, which I got from one of the ladies from the craft group. It's like 1 ball of white, 1 ball of blue. It's like this big, like my head. Well, not anymore because I'm knitting it up. And I think I have enough, but I want to be cautious. So I progressed with this. I worked on this. I started this on August 14, and it's on 5mm needles, size 4, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's called On the Beach by Isabel Kramer. And yeah, I progressed with it in September, so I wanted to show you, but it's going into hibernation. This is not a priority. It does not make me happy currently, so it needs to wait. I think it will be better when I'm on the sleeves because I want to free up my needles. Basically, that's my focus right now with my projects. I want to free up my needles. That's it. So I want to get this done so I can claim my needles and cords back. But yeah, it's not something what makes me happy right now, so it's going into timeout. And the last project, which is in a bag which I got from my granny, and it has Hungarian folk embroidery on it. I'm from Hungary, in case you didn't know. So this is traditional for me. And I got the bag from granny. And this is a project which just came out from the huge whip box. It was in hibernation because it was a failed test knit. This is the only test which I ever failed. And it was last year. I started it in September 29 last year. It's on 4mm needles, and it's the Medusa shawl by Artemis Yarns. And it was a secret test knit because she designed, I think her name is Natalia, she designed this to go along with her advent yarn as a pattern made for her advent yarn. And the pattern is well written. There's nothing wrong with the pattern, but there were some communication issues on the test knit, and I had a lot of issues with the yarn, and I had a lot of issues with like working some increases. So I got very behind, and then we just, I don't know, there were some communication issues, and then I couldn't finish. And since I couldn't finish, I felt really bad about it, and I put it in timeout. The pattern came out. I was able to give feedback, so it was fine. Yeah, I didn't feel good about it. I felt really bad about not finishing it on time. Yeah, I had some issues. And yeah, and so it went to a timeout, and now I took it out because I really want my needles back. And it's not a hard pattern. I already memorized basically the pattern, repeats, and I'm in a straight section, no increases, no decreases, so I can just go without the pattern right now. And so I picked it up again, and now I'm making good progress. So this is the Medusa shawl. There are two versions of this. It's a very nice pattern. There are two versions of this. There is one version for a 5 colors fade, and there is one version for 24 color fade. So basically, either way, you got your advent. If it's a fade, it suits this pattern, and it's very nice to knit. So basically, it looks marbled because I didn't have fades and I wanted Christmas colors. You hold the yarns together. So first color, I did the 5 color fade. So you hold two strands of fingering weight together, and then you change whatever you hold together, and that's how the fade will go and progress. If you check out the Ravelry page for the pattern, the projects other people did with actual faded advents are lovely. They look so good. I wanted Christmas colors. I'm over the half time, and I will only use 3 colors, so it will be green, white, and red. And as you see, I'm on the red and white, and it has some cables on the top. There's some increase. It's very nice. It's quite heavy. It's quite heavy because of the DK weight, and the DK weight on 5mm needles, is it 5? No, 4mm needles. DK weight, like fingering held double, it's quite thick, so it's very squishy. A garter stitch, very squishy garter stitch, and it's quite heavy, but it's very nice, and it will be so warm. And I don't know if I will keep it or gift it, but I want to get this done. Also because I want to get it off my conscience that it's not finished. Yes. So yeah, so that's what's happening. I took it out, I progressed. I think I was somewhere here when I took it. Oh well, I'm showing you the wrong side. So I was somewhere here when I took it out, so I progressed all this in like a week. It goes very fast. It's a perfect TV knit. I recommend the pattern. It's very nice. Obviously, I will link it down below so you can check it out. If you ordered an advent, this might be the project for it. Okay, I think we're done. Yes, we are done. Those are all the projects I worked on lately. I am itching for some sewing, and I am itching to start the new exclusive pattern from the Harvest Moon Hangout, the pumpkin party. I really want to work on something small and finish it fast. And I think that's why I was very into the socks lately, because I need some wins. I need some wins. There were so many messy things with my projects lately, and I was sick, and I don't know. I need some wins. So probably there will be more socks since it's Socktober, and I hope I can finish the gift on time. I will keep you updated. And I have some plans for some videos regarding good projects for traveling and test knitting, so I will prepare those and upload it for you very, very soon. So keep your eyes on the channel to not miss it. If you have not subscribed, now is the time to subscribe. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for coming back, for watching, for joining me in all the crafty endeavors. And if you like this episode, please give it a like. There is a new hype function even, which you can use to help my channel reach more people who are also crafty people. And I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.